And good morning. I am debating whether or not this should be part of my YouTube series. I ran out of cameras. I took them over to the outdoor studios. I went through one camera, two cameras, three cameras. This one is a big one, but it's hard to carry, and the sound isn't right. So I use the laptop, and I have never used a laptop before. So you better be bearing with me. As you can see, I got a hook in my ear. A stretcher. Oh. So, what has it got to do with it? I just spoke with my brother, and that does not make my day. I like my brother, don't get me wrong. It's just, he's all fucked up right now, and I can see that. Yeah, okay. He accused me of everybody getting married, and I can honestly reply to him, I wasn't dumb enough. Um, so, what were we dealing with? We were dealing with Mr. Matter. And the intricacies of party politics in Canada and the existence of Clem Downey as well, he was my mentor. Uh, I have some experience. Okay, experience. Let's see. How can we relate in such a way it would help anyone, not just Mr. Matter? Because Dave does it naturally, you know. He goes around. He's an activist. Like I said in the other series, if I had a six of him in my constituency, I would have no problem winning. If I had six of him in each constituency, just six of him in each constituency, I'd be winning, and that's 100,000 people. What what makes it tough is, although he's eminently qualified to be a people's representative, for some strange reason, uh, people don't cotton to him as an MPP or an MP, and they should. You work hard at it. But I've always operated behind the political system, behind the walls, behind the politicians, because I wouldn't make it that good of a representative. I mean, I get bored with legislation and shit. That's all there is to it. And it's amazing what one person can do. Uh, my brother's caught in a little, how do I put this, self turmoil. He seems not to understand some things. He's angry at all things left wing, and he doesn't understand it doesn't matter right or left. You'll get this in every friggin' system. He thinks the Americans are a good system, so I said, "No, go 1,000." He says, "Oh, I'm 65." I said, "You're not 65 yet." That's just dotting the dots and typing the T's. Uh, I figured if he would have, he would have. So, what is the situation? What does a constituency, guys, got to do with anything? It's your way of contributing to democracy. People say, "Do you protest?" No, 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 no. Protest is okay. But protest is sort of like a zinger. You get in, you make your damn point, and you get the fuck out. These people that are going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, they're not making the point. They're just proving what a bunch of dweebs they are. And that people got to understand that. And they don't. Yeah, they don't understand. It's okay to protest, but don't overdo it. It's a lot better to join the Liberal Party or the Conservative Party or the nutty Democratic Party, the New Democrats, or the Greens. And they're like most Canadians. They say there's different policies, but if you stood way back, they're all center left. Even the Conservatives in this country. Even the Conservatives in this country are sort of center. You stack them up in the U.S., they look like Democrats. Now, they do a lot of, they try to be Republican-like, but and down in here, they aren't. Because Canada has one thing, we don't take it personal. Well, we shouldn't, because then you wind up like my brother, who is taking everything personal. And once you start, see this? Politics is personal, but it's not personal. It's best to work behind the scenes. Like, you go in, you want to make a difference. Hey, that politician in a Canadian constituency needs to get renominated at re-election. So you want to get rid of him? Go get 300 or 400 of your friends, go to the nomination meeting. Now that puts head office, any Canadian party, that puts the head office, Ottawa. Well, they go into fits because usually the established MP is their boy, their girl. So the best thing to do is you overthrow the MP's nomination, you put somebody else for nomination, and they have a fit. Often what happens too is a community gets together. In this community, in Scarborough, or where I am, the Sri Lankans or the East Indians get together and they pick a candidate. Okay, that's their prerogative. The problem is they are generally unelectable, no matter what party they're from, because I wouldn't call it racism. It's just cultural bias. It's not quite as bad as racism. I know I'm splitting hairs, but you got to remember one thing. In Canada, all political parties are more alike than different. And that's, you got to remember that. They're more alike than different. That's what Scheer forgot. Um, he went and hitched his wagon to Doug Ford, and Doug Ford upset the apple cart. And Doug Ford doesn't understand politics either. Like, you can have a guy going in. Doug Ford has family. And that's the curse of politics, is nepotism. Um, my brother's fond of saying that Justin Trudeau is Castro's. The Conservatives came up with this cockamamie theory that Margaret had an affair with Fidel Castro. Because really, the old man, Justin does not look like the old man. The old man was like Pierre. He didn't look like, he doesn't, still doesn't look like Pierre. But he does look like his mother. So you can't go by that. And so you have a difficulty. So if you're going to make, you can make a difference to the political life of Canada if you go down, join a party, any party that at the moment, liberals, conservatives, it doesn't matter. Like Canada has, Canada, Canadians, most Canadians believe in. You can argue with me if you want, but after all these years, they only want law, order, and good government. Uh, Lord John Graves Simcoe, the first premier, prime president, governor of this fine Upper Canada, was was I guess the spitting image of law, order, and good government. He didn't believe in slavery, though slavery was adopted and slavery was phased out in Upper, like they had to keep it because, but no new slaves could be created, and if any escaping slaves came from the States, they would be safe. They wouldn't become slaves anymore. They couldn't make a slave, which is a good thing, by the way. But see, people don't celebrate John Graves Simcoe. No, they'd rather rip down a guy and they said, oh, like, that's what people happens. They take the negative. And that's what hurts a country is when people take a negative. And that's what happens when a person takes a negative. My brother gets burned. He took a negative. When you go walking into a political party, don't take negatives in with you. Don't go and figure you're going to reform that whole party. The way to do it is knock on doors, smile, shake hands, and someday they'll ask you, so what do you think? In my case, I think he's okay. Like I was always trying to get people elected, right? So I was never trying to elect myself. I would not make a good representative. Okay, that's between you and me. But I think people know that. So remember, law, order, good government is what Canadians really want. And it doesn't matter about the political stripe. It doesn't matter if they're left wing, right wing, they like hockey or they like tennis or they like softball. It's law, order, and good government.